website earlier today, and I was looking at a post that was put up after the reading here January 29th, and I noticed that one of the comments said, "Fire is inspirational, Richard Pryor." So I don't know if you know the story of how Richard Pryor became wedded to inspirational fire, but he actually caught on fire, literally, and was seen running down the street in North Hollywood. And as he ran down the street, at the time he was what we now call a crack addict. As he ran down the street on fire, two fellow crack addicts were coming up the street the other way, and instead of moving to put his fire out or help him or ask him a question, one of them pulled out a menthol cigarette and tried to light it.
Oh.
So, Stephanie, your joke was not quite as brutal as that one. But for some reason, somebody had posted that on the last reading, so I don't know the significance of what happened to you the last time. I've read nothing but good things about Fort Gondo. Before I start, I would like to thank Rich and Anna and the Hurting Cats Collective for inviting me to read. I had a dear friend pass at the end of the month of December of 2012. Her name was Jane Cortez. And we came from LA together in the late 60s. She and myself and Quincy Troop, Stanley Crouch, and several other people left LA at that time, coming east. I came to St. Louis for some time and then went to New York later. She came to New York along with Quincy and Stanley and several other people, and worked very hard at becoming a poet, and became a really, really fine, I would even say great poet in the last years of her life, dedicating her life through her work to a kind of social activist view of the world, a kind of engaged poetry that essentially could be defined in a kind of nutshell as making herself a voice for those who did not have voices in this world. And so before I start, I would like to read a small dedication to her and another dear friend whose name was Lawrence Douglas Morris, who went by the name of Butch. He was a avant-garde musician, well known all over the world. Developed a method of conducting called conduction, a kind of improvised conducting. And he died January 29th in New York City from liver cancer. This is called Plain Talk. An artist is a man or a woman who is in direct contact with the higher chemistry of his or her own blood, and is therefore at a tremendous advantage in the world. You don't shoot this messenger. You embrace him. Invite her to dine. Clothe her in winter. Cool her in summer. Hold her hand. For Jane Cortez. Tonight I'm going to read a piece called So That I Can Reach You. And I'm going to continue with the theme of social engagement, I guess you would call it, and the poet speaking truth to power, voicing things that those who have either lost or been deprived or their voice cannot do. If you guys want to help me, you can, I'm going to base this whole thing on 2 notes. Okay. And the notes go like this. Hunger, hunger, hunger. Have you seen hunger, hunger, hunger? out to his wife and 2 children and wrote, "I hope that I can be dust in the storms of Bukhara so that I can reach you. Sorrow is tender, love is familiar, blood is a tremor that can never go out. Hunger, hunger, hunger. Have you seen? Have you felt? Do you know? Have you been hungry? The Prince of Darkness sent death out as a warning to all languages, never to reveal what had happened here. But the power of love called out to the languages of the mothers of children, paused them beneath the chimney of burning torments, and then pressed them forward into play and to talk. So they would never forget themselves as imagination, as ritual, as memory, as self-contained mystery. Hunger, hunger, hunger. Have you seen? Have you felt? Do you know? Have you been hungry? The Prince of Darkness sent death out to abduct the children, to drag them from out of the holy baths of their mothers, down desert stairwells, screaming into sub-basements. But the power of love chanted that there is nothing too unimaginable to endure, intoned that no oppression is ever complete. The Prince of Darkness sent death out like a perfect, unbalanced talent agent, searching for entertainment and novelty in the flanks of the children, in the livers and kidneys of the mothers of children. He flew into them like a fat man riding a Harley Davidson in the heart of Mona Lisa. He crawled into the roots of their chakras and lay down like a lead pistol until that time when he would be raised up to a silver shotgun. He would then terrorize them with the inevitability of history, gouge out their eyes, gather them up like wandering coughs, roll them around like asthmatic dice in a box of misery and human treachery. But the power of love called the mothers of children into a garden and showed them a vision of life that was triggered by chocolate. Hunger, 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 hunger. The Prince of Darkness sent death out, bulging with madness and wildness and greed, to violate marriage and institute the worship of pigs, to set himself up in the inner ear of the earth, like a primitive ventriloquist manipulating all lips and all tongues into curses, epithets, insults, cultural humiliations, perverted anagrams that when decoded all spell the one constant name. death, hunger, 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 hunger. Have you seen? Have you felt? Do you know? Have you been hungry? The power of love confused and exhausted from the battle with death, petitioned the breast of the mothers of children, asked for their counsel in the science of direction and distance. Suddenly, a boy and a girl materialized from the depth of the question of the power of love, from the milk of the breast of the mothers of children. The girl said, "My name is One Eye Laughs." The boy said, "My name is One Eye Cries." She said, "When a horse died in Osaka, I was born on the Plum Island of Hokkaido." He said, "I run from myself, and people don't think I'm athletic." They spoke in unison and said, "If you want to reach us, you need to feed us. Get us some sourdough bread with apricots, strawberry truffles, golden sweet cakes, red pepper oil, baby carrots and black walnuts. Bring some grilled swordfish and 2 sharp steaks, homemade pies. Make sure they're baked." Hunger. The Prince of Darkness sent death out like a life insurance salesman, 1950 style, selling penny policies from door to door in Baghdad, Kabul, Mogadishu, Port-au-Prince, Kinshasa. Death said to his sad, desperate, befuddled clients, "Put your blood here on this line. Let X mark the spot of your time and condition. Sign your name. You are now eligible to receive your own personal box. A box made of a pillar of light. Light that sweats and mimics ceremonial nuclear chemistry. You are now eligible for cornstarch and wheat gluten and endless buckets of fried chicken. You are qualified for supersized, carcinogized, blind beef, plus relief supplies and genetically altered seed. The power of love stood still and deep, transfixed as One Eye Laughs and One Eye Cries chanted the history of their hunger like an illuminated oh. We don't want relief supplies, and we don't need genetically altered seed. We want to eat what you eat because we're hungry. Yogurt, cranberries, cucumber, curried lentils, plates filled with blue cheese. We want lemon verbena ice cream, roasted beets, blackened tuna dipped in oxtail soup, butter squash and fresh iced fruit. We want red snapper and celery sauce. Please. You can hold off on our spiritual needs, security and democracy, because we're hungry. you felt? Do you know? Have you been hungry? Before you make us bleed the color of your flag, it's right in our faces, we can't help but see. Really, we want some gumbo and black-eyed peas because we're hungry. We're hungry. We're hungry. The Prince of Darkness sent death out with his 602 pointed crown and his inverted cross, holding a box of inflated tears. From the most remote corner of his box, death affirmed the infinite presence of human treachery and fear, and he warned language never, never to reveal what had happened here. The power of love, guided by the voice of one-eyed laugh, and inscribed by the sign of one-eyed cries, led earth, ground, soil, clay, loam, adobe, and marley down to the shore of the world and asked the lobster to become asparagus, then fresh peach tart. The power of love persuaded spinach to become apples, begged apples to change into soft-shell crabs. The power of love petitioned vegetable salad to morph into dandelion green. One-eyed laugh began to weep wild rice, sweet corn, pomegranate stew, and Nauvoo cream. One-eyed laugh sang out to peppercorn zucchini, please, for me, could you turn time into herb-smoked lima beans? One-eyed laughs. One-eyed cries. Heart turned to cinder. Heart charred past doubt. What good is a heart that won't melt in your mouth? Sorrow is tender. Love is familiar. Blood is a tremor that can never go out. Heart burned to cinder. Heart charred past doubt. What good is a heart that won't melt in your mouth? Sorrow is tender. Love is familiar. Blood is a tremor that can never go out. Hunger. Hunger. Hunger.